Could say that.
What you need is a tool that does all the hard work for you. QuickBooks Smart Scan automatically checks the stress of doing your tax on the walls, I say.
Could say that.
What you need is a tool that does all the hard work for you.
Apply now at everydayloans.co.uk
QuickBooks Smart
and
Scan
discover your
automatically
credit
checks your
future.
tax return for errors. It's fast, it's accurate, and it doesn't make mistakes.
Automatically check your tax return for errors. Intuit QuickBooks.
Where are you from? It's a tricky one. Bernard.
Is it where you were born?
Is it where you grew up? Perhaps not where are you from, but where do you feel at home? Bernard, we are not an island. We are home to so much more.
QuickBooks.
Your DNA contains your
Where
family's
are you
story,
from?
the people and places
It's a
that
tricky
are part
one.
of who you are. Bring your backstory to life. Find out more at Ancestry.
Isn't it funny how being together has started to feel so apart?
Extending the legs up to the ceiling.
So why not try something different? You can work out, hang out, or even have some time out. Whatever you do, have more we time at David Lloyd Clubs. Have more we time at David Lloyd Clubs. Try a 3-month membership today.
Buying a used car? We know there are
Whatever you
lots of
do,
questions.
have
What's
more
the
we
mileage?
time at David.
How long has it been for sale?
Is it diesel or petrol? Is there room for Mr. Snuggles?
And we all know the most important question is always, am I getting a good deal? Car Gurus has the answer. Only Car Gurus gives every car a deal rating from great to overpriced. Car Gurus makes it fast and easy to find great deals from top-rated dealers. Find your great deal today at Car Gurus. Great deals from top-rated dealers. Find your
Gonna be the one that saves me. And after all,
great deal today at Car Gurus.
my ones that await the war.
The all-new Renault Clio, now with a 5-year warranty.
Best cup competition in the world.
It's just one of them cups.
It's just one of them cups. It's history, eh? It's the history.
I think it's a pleasure to go to football now.
Oh dear, I've always thought the Mankey Old Stadiums, mate. It's great.
Yeah.
Night match under the lights.
Yeah.
Brilliant. I don't know why it is about the winter. But cold nights in the winter under the lights, it's fantastic. Can't beat it. You know, the crowd singing, full house. That's what the FA Cup's all about.
I get knocked down, but I get up again. You're never gonna keep me down.
Lega Serie A presents Coppa Italia.
Welcome back, everybody. So we're just about ready for the players to
It's about the
emerge.
winter. But cold nights in
Roma.
the winter under the lights,
To
it's
say that
fantastic.
this is the pick of the quarter-final ties, but you could make a case for pretty much all of them, really. It was a fantastic draw. We've already seen Napoli go through last night against Lazio. Insigne with a moment of individual brilliance to win that one for Napoli. How Gattuso needed that result last night, the start that he's had to life. And Napoli, but Lazio out, who will go through to the last 4 from Juventus and Roma. Two clubs who've won this competition more than anyone else, 22 times between. Juventus lead the way in that 13 Coppa Italia titles, 9 for Roma. They each went out at this stage last season. Juve had won 4 domestic doubles in a row before that. What success these supporters have been used to for so long now. But you could not say that of Roma fans. Not since 2008 have the Giallorossi got their hands on this trophy, and that the club's last major honour. The second Coppa Italia game of the season for both these sides. Juve 4-0 winners here over Udinese in the round of 16. He sat that one out. Paulo Dybala got one, Higuain and Douglas Costa the other two a week ago. Sarri's side up against Sarri's side up against Roma team tonight who won 2-0 at Parma in the last round. Lorenzo Pellegrini got both real star of the show that night. He certainly has been one of Roma's outstanding players this season. Gianluca Rocchi is the referee tonight, one of the Italian top flight's most respected and experienced officials. Luca Banti, who also falls into that bracket, will be in charge of VAR tonight. Bonucci and Florenzi, the Rome-born of VAR tonight. Bonucci and Florenzi, the Rome-born Florenzi. The two skippers, well known to each other from the Italian national side. Well, Maurizio Sarri has made 6 changes to the Juventus team that began their 2-1 win over Parma on Sunday night. In come Buffon, Rugani, Danilo, Bentancur, Douglas Costa and Gonzalo Higuain, who Sarri says has been particularly impressive in training of late. Alexandro starts, despite going off with a rib injury 20 minutes into the victory on Sunday. Inclusion accounts for one of to the side that started Sunday's 3-1 win away at Genoa. The fullbacks Kolarov and Florenzi are back from bans. Cristante returns in midfield. Well, he's pointed out, and he's right, that Roma tends to be better and certainly have done their best work away from the Olimpico this season. He sees Fonseca's side, Sarri, as a real threat this evening. For his part, Fonseca has really stressed to his players that they simply cannot afford to make the sort of mistakes that they did early on in the game against Juve in Serie A earlier this month. They'll have to be switched on from the start here, Nigel Spatman, but this has all the ingredients for a fine contest.
Yeah, cup football's really good away from the vigours of your domestic championship, but tonight I expect Juventus, with this team they have out and the squad they have, to win this game, but it's up to Roma to start really sharp.
Up it goes towards Kalinic, still looking for his first goal for the Giallorossi. Did well when he deputised for Dzeko in the previous round against Parma. Here's Cristante. Florenzi, cleared by Bonucci, and it's Roma,
which Juventus won 2-1 in Rome. They were 2-0 up after 10 minutes, Juventus. And I think that's what Roma have been talking about. Let's not start sloppy. They've got a goal back but couldn't turn it around. Tonight they want to start a lot sharper than that. They've started brightly here as well, knocking the ball around. High press from Juventus.
Pellegrini. Such a creative influence, Pellegrini, in this Roma side. 10 assists for him this season, 8 of them in the league. Chris Smalling. Kolarov. Smalling again. Diawara. Juventus, of course, going for a 9th league title in a row and sit 4 points clear of Inter at the top of the table. That's very much in hand, you'd have to say, but now for Coppa Italia, bulging trophy cabinet right now, and the old lady wants it back again.
Well, that's what the supporters expect as well, isn't it? An abundance of talent. It's a great squad of players at Juventus. When you think about the likes of Chiellini, been out most of the season, Demiral, who just started to establish himself in the team, is out. De Ligt is on the bench. It's a great squad.
Ronaldo, what form he's been in. Cuts inside as he loves to do. Another sliced across it, didn't it?
He did, not one of his better efforts, but the crowd, you can hear them straight away.
Inside as he loves to. Another sliced across it, didn't it?
He did, not one of his better efforts, but the crowd, you can hear them straight away once he gets on it. He's running at players, the expectation levels go up, but he slices right across the ball and out for a throw-in on the far side. Unlike him.
He scored in 7 league games running, Ronaldo, a total of 11 goals across those 7 games. I was reading an article where they were talking about what keeps him so fresh, so young. Of course, he's 34 now. Apparently, Nigel, we need to eat more swordfish, tuna and braised cod, likes chicken, naps 5 times a day and 8 hours a night. Does
and sweet potato, things like that. He's grown up the right way, and that's why his career is going on at this level, right at the highest level, because he looks after himself.
Cristante. Now he'll be pleased with the way that his side have started here, you would imagine.
Yeah, they've not conceded. Yeah, they've not conceded at home. They conceded after 3 minutes the first goal, but they have started brightly, asking a few questions of Juventus, but they look compact. The big thing for Roma tonight is who's going to score the goals for you.
Cliver. Say that Juventus want the Coppa Italia back, having away from their grasp last season. Of course, Roma's wait to win this competition much longer. Roma's wait to win this competition. They're approaching 12 years now, and it's their last major honour as well.
Well, for a club the size of Roma.
Clearance by Kolarov.
I think the big thing in recent history is Juventus have been dominant. And, they have their own stadium, they get their own finances.
And that's nice to Higuain. Miralem Pjanic, lovely feet. Danilo. Good intensity about this game in the first 5 minutes. Higuain has that big game feel, even though this might be third on the priority list for both of these clubs.
Yeah, but I think if you're a Juventus supporter or director or player or manager, coach, you want to win everything that's in front of you, and that includes the Champions League this year. That's the pressure of being at a big club. You've got to win the big competitions.
Amazing to think, isn't it, that Roma have won 15 major honours in their history. Since Roma won their last major honour in 2008, Juventus have won 16.
Wow.
Too much on that for Kalinic.
Yeah, but coming back to what I was saying about, the Juventus Stadium, the Allianz, it's moved them on to another level financially against all the other clubs in Italy, and that's why the likes of Roma are looking to build their own stadium is now, so they can come in, unfortunately.
Of course, there has been more news off the pitch today involving Roma, with the prospective new owner, Dan Friedkin, in the country, along with his son, Ryan, getting closer to what we believe will be a takeover of 780 million euro. He's a billionaire. Dan Friedkin runs a company in the United States that distributes car parts across the country and has done very well out of it.
Sounds like it. You have to continue to do well out of it. I think if you're going to invest your money in a football, it can drain your wallet somewhat. But it's good to see, prospective new owners coming in and hopefully giving the whole of, Roma lift, especially the Roma part of Rome.
Rabiot said, brought down here by Higuain. Danilo. Higuain. Mancini it was who challenged him from behind, and the referee, Gianluca Rocchi, gives the free kick.
I think he misconstrued. And then he's asking for the yellow card as well. I don't think that's necessary.
He came on for Aaron Ramsey after about an hour of the win at the weekend over Parma, Gonzalo Higuain. First chance the Juve have had to threaten from a set piece. Stood over it is Miralem Pjanic. Bonucci is up from the back. Had a clear by Mara. Throwing just prevented by Higuain, but behind it goes for a goal kick.
A lovely little dink ball over the top from the free kick from Pjanic. Good defending in the end, otherwise Bonucci's in. Bonucci's in. Fancies his chances there on the volley by the looks of it.
Douglas Costa looking to drive on, and he looked for a Bentancur, but too much on the pass.
Yeah, Cristante got away with one there. Looks like Douglas Costa's just got a little knock on the ankle.
He's had so many injury problems that they'll wince a bit. Stadium every time he does grimace like that. In fact, Sarri said ahead of this actually that he's playing him despite the fact that he worries he might be at risk of injury. Of course, as he still finds his way back to full rhythm, full fitness. Says he's getting a bit more consistency in terms of training though.
Yeah, but sometimes if you're looking to sell someone and move them on, you don't want them to play in these competitions. You know, it's a short, small window, isn't it? But he's been linked with Bayern again today, hasn't he?
He has. Yeah. Certainly at just about the peak level.
Bayern again today, hasn't he?
He has. Yeah. Certainly at just about the peak level of transfer speculation right now, though, aren't we? As we come towards the end of the window, that was firm, to say the least, wasn't it, from Chris Smalling on Higuain? He's taken the wind out of the Argentina international.
It wasn't a foul though, he just went in really hard to get the ball, and Higuain was in the way trying to get a free kick. Came off second best.
Alexandra showing no signs of the injury that he picked up after 20 minutes at the weekend. Alexandra, they did think he might have done a fair bit of damage to...
Well, Alexandra. But if you've got broken ribs, or bruised ribs even, you need an injection in them before you play. You just need another bang in the ribs, and wow, it does take the wind out yourselves.
Higuain. Ronaldo's made the run beyond him, but too much on it. Not clicking for them yet in the final third.
Yeah, but good movement from Ronaldo. Once Higuain comes out towards that left-hand side, he makes the run centrally. He really needed the ball played into his feet rather than dinking it over the top. It's been an even contest.
Remember, we must get a result tonight in this tie. Extra time and penalties are both possibilities. The winners will play either Torino or Milan in the semi-finals. Diawara. Smalling. Seems to be really loving life in Italy. Chris Smalling settled in superbly at the Olimpica.
Well, probably looking at the results of Manchester United recently, he's happy to be in Rome playing every week. You know, competing against the likes of Juventus. But yeah, it's not going well at Man United, and he's out of there playing in Rome, playing in Italy. Fantastic experience for him. Well at Man United, and he's out playing in Rome, playing in Italy. Fantastic experience for him.
Travelling contingents of Roma supporters. It's almost 9 years since Roma last won away at Juve, the 27th of January 2011. 2-0 victory in this competition, actually. Juve have won. Bonucci, of course, already beaten this month by Juventus in the league. Roma at the Olimpico by 2-1. It's 2-0 at this stage of that particular game. Bentancur. Douglas Costa. Miralem Pjanic. Costa. Bentancur. Ronaldo's calling for it. That's who they look for. Good header clear by Mancini. Quickly have it back again though, Juventus. Bentancur. Danilo.
They just can't get hold of the ball, Roma, can they? When it goes up top, someone's got to be brave, retain possession for them.
Alexandra. Ronaldo. Came out in numbers there, Roma. Back it comes here to Bonucci. They're going to get one of those right eventually, aren't they?
Yeah, but when they're pushing up as a back four and Higuain's going short, Ronaldo and Costa are trying to get in behind.
Pellegrini's brought this a long way, but he wasn't on the money with the pass which was intended for Cengiz Ünder. Rabia. Ronaldo.
I've watched Juventus a few times this season, done them in the Champions League, and I think the biggest problem for Sarri is getting the right team, getting the right shape to his team as well. He's got an abundance of talent, and it's just trying to fit all that talented players into your team, rotate them at the right times for the big games, and keep players happy. I think that's what he's got to try and do in the second half of the season. I think that's what he's got in the second half of the season. It always helps if you have a good cup run.
Cengiz Ünder. Smalling. Lazio, the current holders of this competition, but they were eliminated last night in Naples. And there will be a fresh name on the trophy. Here's Pellegrini. That's a good ball. Kalinic is leading the... It's collar off at the back. Been over here, but that's more like it though from the visitors.
Yeah, some nice passage of play from defence into midfield, gives and goes, and then it gets into that wide position. And when that ball comes in, that's when they really do miss Dzeko. Dzeko, who's really good in the air, pulls away to the back post, attacks things. We will miss him tonight, so you've really got to play it into feet most of the time, in and around that 18-yard box. Try and move the likes of Bonucci and Rugani around.
Douglas Costa being put under pressure by Amadou Diawara. Higuain. Good strength. Ronaldo. Rabia. Alexandra. Juve top of Serie A, Roma fourth. There are 13 points between them right now in the table, but I have to say it's a bit strange when you consider Juve have only scored 2 league goals more than Roma and only conceded 3 fewer, yet there are 13 points between them.
It's amazing really, and they've got a massive game at the weekend, haven't they? Roma home to Lazio. Lazio are one place above them in the table. It's amazing really, and they've got a massive game at the weekend, haven't they? Roma home to Lazio. Lazio are one place above them in the table. It's going to be a massive game for them, so a big week in the season of Roma. I think if they could win here tonight, it gives their confidence a real boost going into the weekend's game.
It's a heck of a weekend coming up in Serie A. Actually, Juventus go to Napoli too, which is another big game.
Massive game, but they're not doing so well this season, are they? Napoli. Badly
underwhelmed in the league, but you never know what they might take. It could be a Perhaps they will hope anyway, a turning point in their season.
New manager.
Mancini. Cristante to Diawara. Kolarov plays a ball in precisely to Kalinic, and the idea was right, just overhit it for Kluivert.
He did, just couldn't take enough pace off it. It's a lovely ball into Kalinic from Kolarov. Just couldn't take enough pace off it. But getting a little bit stretched now. And we've not even got to 20 minutes.
Must be quite funny actually for Kluivert to be playing against Cristiano Ronaldo, because he's never hidden away from the fact that he's his idol, his role model. He sits on the same pitch as him tonight. "14 years difference between Ronaldo and Justin Kluivert."
Amazing, isn't it? His dad was a good player as well, wasn't he? And he's got a younger brother who's a very good player. I think Barcelona are trying to sign him. So he's not the Ronaldo, or is there? One Cristiano, there was another Ronaldo who was absolutely brilliant.
Foul on Kalinic. Kolarov back in the side today, having missed the win at Genoa through suspension. Cristante. Diawara. Kolarov recently signed a new contract. Near Kolarov. Kalinic controlled that well as Bonucci at his back here. And the shot by Florenzi, and the touch there was by Kluivert. Pellegrini was in there as well.
Yeah, Kluivert just couldn't control the finish. Good build-up, good movement from Roma. Lovely ball in. He just can't take the pace off the ball and get it on target, because Bonucci is actually going the other way for that first shot. You see, little touch, the fainted. Florenzi it in, but Kluivert just couldn't take the pace off it.
Rabiot was slow to react there. Here's Pellegrini. Kalinic calling for it. Didn't quite reach Kluivert. They'll keep it going here though, the Giallorossi. Diawara to Kluivert. Some good signs here for the visiting side. Kolarov had gone on the outside. He's ignored, and it's played to Diawara. Florenzi. Cristante. Florenzi. Cristante. Cengiz Ünder. Too close to Buffon.
Oh, if he looks up, Kolarov is round the back on his own there. Ünder tried to do it with the outside of his left foot, got that horribly wrong. That was a good passage of play there from Roma though, kept the ball really well. Putting Juventus under pressure for really the first time in this game, pegging Juventus back.
Roma will certainly be encouraged by the fact that Juve are not hitting their usual heights in terms of defensive standards. They're struggling to keep clean sheets, only 3 in their last 10 games in all competitions, and it's 1 clean sheet in 8 in the league. Not what you'd expect from Juventus ordinarily.
No, and that's what they... If you want to go Champions League, that's for sure.
12 goals conceded across their last 10 games in all competitions, and that was cheaply given away by Bonucci. Pellegrini. Kluivert. That's a wasted opportunity because they had them stretched for a moment there. Douglas Costa. Almost with a beautiful pass to seek out either Higuain.
Slid in.
Playing some decent stuff here, Roma. Good even contest. Ronaldo. Bentancur has continued his run. Here he is now, the Uruguayan. Chested down calmly by Florenzi.
It's a really open game, end to end. Who's going to get that first goal, though?
Slipped by Kluivert, and Rugani looked to rob him the possession. There didn't look to be much in that. but the free kick goes to Roma.
Yeah, he slipped there, and then it's just a little kick at the back of the hill there, Rugani. But that's from him, going really deep with Kluivert into that midfield area.
He featured in the previous rounds against Udinese, Rugani, but he still only made one league appearance this season. Kluivert. Diawara. Pellegrini. Kluivert. Pellegrini. So much of the play goes through Lorenzo Pellegrini. Now Diawara. Cristante. Alexander Kolarov. Smalling.
Good pressing from Roma. Free kick being given. But they're really pressing Juventus back on the edge of their own 18-yard line, not letting them out. They're gaining in confidence here, Roma. But the big thing for them is they need to score first, in my book, if they've got any chance.
4 wins in a row now for Juventus since the winter break. It's been much more mixed in that time for Roma. They were beaten at home by Torino and Juve, but they've won their last 2 games at Parma and Genoa, and they seem to be back on track. Smalling. Mancini. Led forward by Diawara. Pellegrini. And Cengiz Ünder almost got to it. Kluivert was slow to react there. If he'd been a bit quicker, there was a chance.
I think Pellegrini's got to have a shot himself. Just opened up. He's trying to thread a little ball through.
Florenzi's cross. Bonucci's clearance. Roma are the better side at the moment.
A little ball through.
Florenzi's cross. Bonucci's clearance. Roma are the better side at the moment. Smalling. Kolarov. Miscontrolled by Florenzi. Rabiot. Douglas Costa. Gonzalo Higuain. Ronaldo's made the run. Just slightly the wrong side of him, but they keep the ball. And here comes Ronaldo. Vintage Cristiano Ronaldo. He breaks it. You'd have to say against the run of play, but that's just typical Cristiano Ronaldo.
Incredible stuff. They're under pressure. Who do you look for? Give it to Ronaldo. Runs on. He didn't even look up for support from anybody else. Danilo had made a great run for him, but he just seized the goal. Florenzi. Rabiot gets on it. Lovely ball. Costa. Higuain. There's Ronaldo. Ronaldo. The wrong side of... But then he's got one thing in his mind. I'm going for that near post. Hits it hard and low across the goalkeeper. I think Lopez should have done better. But Cristiano Ronaldo hits the target once again, and if you hit the target, you've got a chance of scoring, and he's done just that.
Had 6 goals in 3 games before today. There's another one. An FA Cup winner, a Copa del Rey.
The Copa, and that's, you're talking how fit he is. And he gets more out of the players around him because he demands it of them. And when he's doing things like that, what can you say? You've got to do the same thing. You've got to work hard. Live the game.
Well, I was talking right at the start of the game about the secrets to his longevity. One of them I mentioned was that he has 5 naps a day. I don't know how anyone can fit 5 naps into a day, but he manages to. Could be more trouble here. Douglas Costa.
He used to be like that. Kenny Dalglish used to say you should sleep every afternoon after training, go home and sleep, let your body heal. But to do it 5 times, you must have a very understanding wife or girlfriend.
Yeah, she's here tonight. 8 hours a day he sleeps at night apparently as well.
I'm going to start trying that.
Here's Danilo.
Good. But all credit to him. He eats properly, sleeps properly, lives the game, and you get your rewards. He works so hard at it.
Certainly a good point for debate, and some might see it as a little controversial, I don't know, but I wonder whether they're too reliant on him. And I wonder whether when he eventually does leave Juventus, and they have been fairly reliant on him, whether they'll really feel the after effects of that. Maybe a conversation for in a bar or in the pub or over lunch or whatever, but it's certainly worth debating and thinking about. Smalling won it back. Pellegrini. Look at that from Gonzalo Higuain. His hunger for the game remains as high as ever.
Well, the crowd are just applauding him there. Smalling wins it. The centre-halves on the charge, and then the centre-forward comes back and tackles him. Great to see, Higuain. But he knows he's got to work hard with the abundance of talent in this team. Ramsey. Brilliant squad of players.
Cristante approaching the half-hour mark in Turin, and it's Ronaldo's goal that's the difference. Diawara. Florenzi spotted the movement from Pellegrini, but so had Miralem Pjanic.
Been a good contest though. It just shows you're gaining in confidence if you're Roma, looking like you may be going to score the first goal, and then suddenly on the counter-attack Cristiano Ronaldo makes it 1-0.
Bentancur.
He's reffing the game as well, Ronaldo. He's not just playing in it, he just stops. It's a free kick, ref. Come on.
Bentancur blocked off there by Cristante. Juventus so strong here, unbeaten in their last 31 home league matches. Last team to beat them here in the Coppa Italia, Fiorentina. They won 2-1 in March of 2015. Mo Salah scored both Laviola's goals that day, but they still lost the tie, which was a semi-final 4-2 on aggregate. They got beat 3-0 in Florence in the second leg. Yellow card for Cristante. I think that's been coming.
Yeah, and I think he's just getting frustrated with himself as well, Cristante. Silly challenge. Only one outcome there.
Alexandra in his 5th season now with Juventus. Pjanic with the ball back, of course a former Roma player, one of great distinction as well. In fact, he was recently named in a Roma Team of the Decade by a supporters group, and up against them tonight. Rabiot. Ronaldo. Bonucci. Cristante. Diawara. He was put under pressure, but dealt with that pressure from Rabiot. Pellegrini. Cengiz Ünder with the run down the right. Inside it went instead, intended for Kalinic. Diawara.
They're still in this though, Roma. They're playing some good football at times, but they can't go 2 down. They've got to score the next goal. That's for sure. But they're working so hard, Juventus, getting players back behind the ball, leaving Ronaldo up just to break. Higuain's back there, you can see.
Smalling. A brilliant week of Premier League action on BT Sport right now. On 1, we have Manchester United against Burnley. And then tomorrow as well, another match for you from the Premier League. Liverpool, the leaders, are away against Wolves tomorrow from 7. That one on BT Sport 1. Mancini. Loses out to Bentancur.
He's working so hard in the midfield area there. Bentancur alongside Pjanic and Rabiot. Did a really good defensive job.
He's been bigged up in the media by his head coach, Sari. Bentancur says that he thinks he can be an important player for him in Juventus. It's maybe a bit of a Sarriism. He said, I'm very curious about him. Has that very analytical coaching mind of his, doesn't it? Sort of thing he would say about a player when roughly translated.
Yeah, but the thing is, he's got an abundance of talent. You've got to give your players praise, haven't you? Keep them motivated.
The ball that was, Rabiot. Pjanic. Ronaldo.
Yeah, maybe he'd have been better than he just to play it to his right hand side to Douglas Costa, but took the responsibility of the shot on, and it's Lopez has got it covered, drifting away from that right hand post.
FA Cup winner last season, Danilo, with Manchester City.
I think that just shows that Ronaldo was well onside. Had one thing in his mind, I'm going for that near post. There's his son watching on. He thinks that's a good finish. And he's absolutely right. Brilliant from Cristiano Ronaldo. Wonder what it's like yard with your dad, who's that good. I think he's got a few of his tricks.
I'd have thought so. You've got to pick something up, surely.
I'm sure he has. It's not just the skills, though, it's the whole package, isn't it? Mentally, he's so strong, physically so strong and quick.
It's the love of the game as well.
Yep, that's what it's about. I think he came out a couple of weeks ago, didn't he? Messi saying that he misses Ronaldo playing in the Spanish league. That competition between the two great players of our era.
Smalling. Final 10 minutes of this first half, which Roma have had one or two moments. Certainly Juventus have not had it all their own way, but that, well, he's the difference maker, isn't he? So often, Ronaldo, and it's the case so far this evening. Mancini. Diawara. Kolarov. So much on that for Lorenzo. Just a reminder that the Coppa Italia quarter-finals continue next week. 2 more games for you from the last day. Torino against Milan, who will play the winners of this game. That's on Tuesday, and then the following night at San Siro, it is Inter against Fiorentina. That's on BT Sport 3. And the Royal Rumble takes place in Houston, Texas, Sunday live on BT Sport Box Office WWE. Expect plenty of superstars and surprises in one of the most anticipated WWE events of the year. Good play. Well, it wasn't the cleanest of finishes, was it, from Bentancur? But they all count, and you certainly couldn't question the effort. He's been one of Juve's best players so far tonight, and there is his reward.
Well, getting forward, it's a little toe poke in the end, but really good play from him in the first place. Putting it wide, Costa comes inside. Ronaldo's to his left-hand side here. I'm not sure if he could see him, but he gets the break off the tackle and then just toe pokes it. Kolarov can't quite get there. In off the inside of the post, past Lopez. And that's just what they wanted before half. Getting forward. And he finds the finish. Delight.
Yeah, he enjoyed that, didn't he? His first goal since December 2018. And Roma have a lot of work ahead of them.
They do. They've given a good account of themselves, but they find themselves 2-0 down after 38 minutes, 39 minutes. I think it's a long way back here for Roma. And without Dzeko tonight, they haven't got that cut. Dzeko tonight, cutting edge, that goal scorer who can get them back into this game for me. And they look hungry for it. Juventus closing down's been superb.
Cristante. Making their own mistakes. Douglas Costa with the shot, well saved by Pau Lopez. They've got to get their heads back in the game here, Roma. Juve suddenly look very much in the mood. Foul here by Diawara. Pjanic, the player, brought down.
Yeah, he took the ball and then just followed through. Just caught Pjanic on the ankle. That's a great interception from Costa. Read the situation, what was going to happen. Good first touch, and then second touch is a good strike, but Lopez makes the save, pushes it away from the danger angle. Away from the...
Danilo just getting a bit of treatment here as well.
This looks like the inside of his thigh there, which is like a groin. It's great when you're having a conversation with Ronaldo, isn't it? Look, when I make this move, just slide it through there. If I make a run away, I'm coming to defeat. Or someone who just wants to do well, score more goals, win everything, and he helps the players around him.
So Danilo forced off here in a straight swap with Cuadrado, brought on in his place. Thought to be fully fit himself. Cuadrado will come on here with 5 minutes to go of this signed until 2022 with Juventus back in November. Juan Cuadrado.
I think he's been a really good player for Juventus. He played as a right wing back. He's now playing as a right full back. When he comes on, he can play tucked in midfield as well. He's a great player to have in your squad.
And down here, Roma, another injury stoppage here. With 4 minutes of this first half remaining, it's Pellegrini who's in a bit of pain.
He's not happy because he tries to nick in front to win the ball and gets turned. It wasn't that one, but it's a free kick to Roma. They need something before half-time. They need to try and get a goal here, take a couple of chances.
You really do miss having Dzeko as that focal point. Kalinic, a good centre forward, but I wouldn't put him in the same bracket as Dzeko.
No, he doesn't score enough goals. He holds the ball up, his movement's good, but he doesn't score the goals that Dzeko gets you.
He doesn't have quite the same level of physicality either, which is what something that he could really do with right now.
Especially away from home.
Cuadrado. Certainly, though, some of Roma's best work this season has been done away from the Olimpico. They've taken 4 league points more on their travels than at home. And only lost twice away in all competitions, at Gladbach in the Europa League and Parma in Serie A. It was on the 10th of November. Find themselves 2 goals down here, with 2.5 minutes of normal time remaining at the end of this first half. Remember, a place in the semi-finals of the Coppa Italia. The prize on offer tonight. Kalinic.
The thing is, for Roma and anybody else in this competition, Juventus are the team to beat. They've got by far the strongest squad, most talented players. Breaks for him and he just toe pokes it off the inside of the post. Lopez absolutely no chance, but he's delighted.
Rugan. Cuadrado. Rabiot. Diawara nicking it with Higuain. Cristante. Mancini. I have to say that Roma started this game like they genuinely believed that they could come here and knock Juventus out. Obviously, goals change things. They change the mood of a side, but they don't strike me as having that belief right now at all, Roma, that they can get back into this even.
No, you're absolutely right. They started the game well. They were in the ascendancy, pushing Juventus back, and suddenly Juventus win it up the other end of the... And they're not recovered from that. They go 2-0 down. It's a long, long way back.
On Douglas Costa.
I think also the problem for Paulo Fonseca is there's a foul drag back there. Great skill from Costa, but for the manager of Roma, Paulo Fonseca, he hasn't got the talent or the goal scorers on the bench really to come on and change this game tonight with all the injuries and suspensions they've got.
Back here by Florenzi. A minimum of 2 minutes added on at the end of this first half. Followed by Higuain on Kolarov.
His work rate has been immense this opening 45 minutes, Higuain. His work back, putting defenders under pressure, being very physical, linked the play very well, coming deep and letting Ronaldo and Costa running behind and midfield players make the run.
Costa. Bentancur. Juve looking to add a third before half-time here. Cuadrado. Pjanic. Looks for the return ball. Gets the return ball. And a good block there by Mancini.
Brilliant block from Mancini. Read the situation, covered around on Chris Smalling. He wasn't offside. Pjanic. Ronaldo died if it went through to him. A brilliant defending from Mancini. Pjanic knows that. But they're knocking on the door for the third here, just before the end of this first half, Juventus.
Last minute of time added on. Douglas Costa. Great cross, and Bonucci's there! Oh, how many times have we seen him do that in the black and white of Juventus? The cat appear to be to the semi-finals of the Coppa Italia.
Well, I said they were knocking on the door for a third before half-time, and it's the captain who comes up with the goal. Was it onside? We'll have to wait and see. But brilliant play from Costa. I think he might have been just off there. He's run from deep, but it's a great finish at the near post. He beats Lopez, but a wonderful bit of play from Costa. Finding the captain. Is it going to be 3-0 before half-time?
Oh, we're waiting on the result of the video review. Gianluca Rocchi just waiting for word from Luca Banti, who is the VAR official tonight. The referee, the VAR has completed the checks and the goal has been given.
Well, it must have brilliantly then, Bonucci. It's a fantastic header to beat the keeper at the near post, but I have to say, this game looks over for me now. It's just by how many that Juventus going on and win this. 3-0, half-time. Fantastic first half.
Yeah, well, it was Roma who were out of the blocks the quicker, you might say. The opening goal arguably came against the run of play scored by Cristiano Ronaldo, his 7th in 4 games. And then that was added to by Bentancur on 38 minutes, and then by the skipper, Leonardo Bonucci, with a typical Bonucci header from a set piece. Time here, Juventus 3-0.
Lega Serie A presents Coppa Italia.
Houston, mission control. Go for Houston control. T-minus 15 seconds. System turtle. 12, 11, 10, 9. Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 6, 0. All engines firing.
You can talk to animals.
Yes. Hello, Benny. Hello, lunch. Doolittle. In cinemas February 7.
The Virgin Holiday Sale is now on. So you and your family can play more. Family can play more and spend a lot less. Virgin Holidays, adult protected.
With a cooker tap, you can make delicious winter dishes and drinks. Nice and quick for weekdays, and relaxed on Sunday afternoons. You always come home to a warm welcome. Hot, cold, and sparkling water. The tap that does it all. Go to cooker.co.uk for an introductory offer.
From the moment your journey begins, we're with you all the way. New places, new adventures, new friends, perfect moments. A date before the 31st of January with a deposit starting from just £99. Search Titan Travel or visit your travel agent.